Hi there. Let's take a look at the key decisions a business needs to take when it considers the most effective way, the most appropriate way to organise the distribution of its products and services. It's a concept known as place in the extended marketing mix. There we go on the screen, the 7 elements of the extended marketing mix. The traditional mix has 4: product, price, promotion and place, and the extended mix has physical, process and people added to it. Don't forget, with the extended marketing mix, the decisions around place or distribution need to be consistent with and integrated with the other elements of the mix. Well, what is distribution? What is place? It's all about trying to make sure that your products and services are available to customers if they wish to buy them and when they wish to buy them. So the right products in the right place at the right time, and ideally the right quantities, to make sure that you're able to satisfy the demand for the product or service. And when we think about the choices that you make about how to organise distribution, there are a variety of key questions, and I've listed 4 of them down here on the screen, because these are typically the kind of issues that affect the decisions made about distribution. Firstly, where do your target customers buy? Where do they buy the products and service that you're offering? Do they buy it from a retailer? Do they buy it direct? And who from? Is there an established way of buying that product and service that you maybe need to be consistent with in order to access the demand in the marketplace? Secondly, how do customers buy, and is that changing? So do they buy via physical stores? Do they buy online? What's the process that they go through in deciding how to buy, and what information that the customer needs both before and after the sale in order to make the sale effective? Thirdly, to what extent can you sell direct to your target consumers, or do you need to use what's known as intermediaries into a distribution channel that gets the product or service from the producer to the end consumer? And fourthly, and of course this is a big issue with all functional areas of the business, to what extent is technology changing the way that distribution is organised? Well, with those in mind, let's just quickly think about a term that we used there in the previous slide. Talked about distribution channels. What is a distribution channel? It's the flow, the way that a business gets its product from production to final consumption. So if in the case of the little diagram there, if we have a producer, let's say we are the producer, do we sell direct to the customer, or are we better off selling to a wholesaler who sells onto a retailer who sells onto a consumer? What's the most appropriate distribution channel to use? And the reason why it's an important issue is that distribution channels have different stages in them, and each party or intermediary in the channel is going to take some of the profit, is going to adopt some of the responsibilities of selling the product or service. So you might have quite a complicated channel where there are 4 stages: the producer, to the wholesaler, to the retailer, to the customer. You might have one where the producer simply gives the product to agents or distributors who then sell to the customer. And of course you can have what's known as the direct model, where you buy, as a consumer, you buy direct from the producer and there's no other intermediaries involved. Where there are intermediaries, it's worth knowing about the different types. You should be familiar with the concept of a retailer. A retailer takes stock of products and sells direct to a consumer. The retailer itself may be buying from a wholesaler. So your typical corner shop will be buying its crisps and chocolate and drinks from a wholesaler, and breaking up the big packages and putting them on sale. It could be that you buy direct from a distributor and the producer sends to a distributor. So there are different types of intermediary depending on the purpose of the channel. And in a separate video we'll look at what's perhaps a more common, increasingly common way of organising distribution, which is what's known as multi-channel distribution, where businesses use more than one type of arrangement in order to get their products to customers. There we go. That's just an introduction to some of the key issues that a business has to think about and consider when it decides how to organise its distribution